Okay, my name's RobertsPumpurs, and today I'm going to be talking about how to turn your agent traces into reusable executables. Okay, so quickly, who am I? So I'm an open source enthusiast. Been a software developer professionally for about 8 years. Majority of it is spent actually doing blockchain-related work in Rust, building consensus networks, distributed systems, all that kind of stuff, networking, cool stuff. Hobbies in high-frequency trading and financial markets, where I dabble in some side projects. And now I'm actually standing in front of the speaker, so you guys are in the echo. Stand here should be better. And nowadays I'm fighting with LLMs at Modiqo, which is building infrastructure for agents. And this is my website. You can check out some of my blogs, connect me on LinkedIn and whatever. Okay, first thing first is, if you guys don't really do a lot of agent-assisted developing, then this talk might go over your head, and therefore I recommend you to read my blog series about how to do agent-assisted development and how to do a bunch of cool stuff. Okay, and now with that in mind, let's look at a typical AI developer, rather a developer who uses agents in his day-to-day life. And this is like my kind of scenario, which is I have around like 8 active work trees, agents working in all of these 8 different Git work trees at the same time, developing different features on the product and all that kind of stuff. I have like a bunch of MCP servers, bunch of skills, everything polluting my context, and I'm still like trying to manage this whole complexity in some kind of way. Here I was running into a problem. My laptop has 500 gigs of hard drive space, and I'm writing stuff in Rust. I have 8 work trees at the same time. Each work tree has around 80 gigabytes of disk used out of just compile artifacts, compilation artifacts, and I'm running out of disk space all the time. And I need to clean it up, right? Because I have accumulated a bunch of work trees. So what do people nowadays do? Nowadays, what people do is go to their agent, paste in a prompt, look at my work trees, find the associated Git branches, and tell me which ones can be safely pruned from my computer so I can delete them and clean up my disk space. Right, here's a prompt running it. It's sped up because it's like a recording. And the agent gives me a report. You can delete a bunch of these work trees, right? The agent succeeded, and then it threw away all of the thinking it had done throughout the process, right? It did a bunch of the exploration work. It gave me the report. I could have asked it to delete the work trees itself, but at the end, it is not anything reusable besides this one single chat that I had with it. So the current inefficiencies, as I just mentioned, is you give an agent a routine task, because I'm going to be running this thing every single day, and every single time it is going to have to do reasoning, it is going to have to do tool calls, and the same agent is going to have to think about how to actually accomplish the task, present me with the results. If I am clever, I'm going to create a skill.md file and reference it the next time. But again, it does not eliminate the issue where the agent has to do the thinking, the tool calling, and spending tokens, and you're paying money for that, right? It basically highlights an issue that the context window of agents, it is not a workflow engine. It is essentially a scratchpad which contains everything that the agent is aware about. It contains information about the MCP schemas, eating up your context. It contains information about the tool descriptions, about the memories, about the skills, project instructions, previous attempts, failed tool calls that you had, and all of this accumulates information in your agent's current chat context window. And it is a problem because AI accuracy drops as the context window fills up. And that means having larger context window will not give you this magical bullet of a better working agent. It just doesn't work like that. There are other tools out in the wild, like Human Layer, which is a really cool way of how to basically do agentic engineering work. There's the Superpowers plugin, those are like skills for your agents that you can use in a bunch of different harnesses. But they are about how to keep your context clean and how to squeeze out the maximum performance out of your agents. They are not about persisting reusable workflows. And the end result is, with the current state of the art, which is there isn't a state of the art, you repeat you have repeated token spend, you're paying for it. You have context growth, you get crappy performance out of your agents. You have non-determinism because of skill and D files. And it's hard to share behavior because it's all non-deterministic skill and D files that you're just markdown sharing around in your team. And here I am introducing Rote, which is a tool that we built at Modiqo, which is the startup where I'm working at right now. And it's a tool for building deterministic workflows. It is free for individual use and for small company usage. And the main idea is that it saves tokens for you on repetitive tasks. The way how it works is you have your agent, and the agent, you just ask your agent to do something, right? The agent does the work, and the traces that the agent leaves behind, that is the actual reusable workflow. So just by looking at the traces that the agent produces, we are able to extract this information, figure out cross-dependencies between tool calls, and generate an executable that your agent will be able to use in a future scenario. So let's take the same prompt of, I need to clean up my disk space because I have too many workflows. Git work trees, a bunch of target directories and whatnot. So here we have a demo. Let's hope it works. Here, this is VS Code, default Cloud Code extension with Rote being installed on the system. I just plug in /Rote at the beginning to instruct it about the usage of the Rote skill, which is the tool that we have. And here the agent is starting to use Rote to basically try to accomplish the task. So the videos were recorded last night. I hope all of them are going to be just fine. So here the agent is trying to accomplish the task. It is looking at the work trees. Here we have our VS Code extension where you can see all the tool calls that it does. Essentially all the traces of the agent just trying to accomplish what you need. We can see the tokens being used. We can see how all the tool calls cross-depend on each other. And at the end, soon enough-ish here, the agent completed the task, gave me the report. These are the work trees that you can safely delete, right? Which is great. And now I just tell it, yes, save this as a workflow, because now at this point, we have accumulated all the traces. It has done the work once. We can tell it to save this trace information into an executable, and the agent is now going to analyze its own traces and produce the working flow. I can see like the requests that were being made. So this is a presentation layer here on the left side. If you're using just like agentic tooling day to day, it's not expected that you look like all of this information. It's just expected to talk to your agent, right? Because that's essentially the API gateway to the world. So here I have all the information about GitHub calls that were made, the local traces that were being made of shell calls, and so on and so forth. I'm taking the same prompt I had previously and putting it into a new agent chat, right? The executable flow has been created at this point, and now the agent is going to be able to just look up existing workflows that Rote has generated to accomplish exactly the same task, and it is going to be able to do it at a fraction of the token spent, because all it needs to do is just execute an executable that was generated by a previous agent. And here it gave me exactly the same results. Right, let's move further. So how does it work? We have tool surfaces, which is MCPs, CLIs, GraphQL, the browser, essentially anything that the agent may actually do, any kind of tool call, we basically push it through our Rote CLI, and we normalize all of this information. We aggregate it, we extract it, we summarize it, we build a directed acyclic graph out of it, and using this information, we are able to generate the code for you by the agent just doing the task that you asked in the first place. After the code has been generated, we do a semantic index, so like the agent is able to use the same workflow in the next time that you actually try to do the same task. And afterwards, it's an executable that you can share with the team and everybody involved, and you guys all can benefit from just talking to your agent and building reusable workflows. So here we're going to have a bit of a more sophisticated demo. We're going to have a browser. In the browser, I'm going to ask, look at my top recommended YouTube video. Try to download the audio track from the video. Pass it through caption generator. So essentially I have the audio generate captions out of the audio, pass it through a local running LLM on my computer to basically generate a summary, and then present it to me at the end and have this generated flow that can give me a summary of my top recommended YouTube video at any given point in time. Right, so that was the prompt. Here is the demo video. So in this case, I'm using cursor. As you can see in all of the demos I'm showing, it's a different harness because our tool is completely harness agnostic. So you can use it with like whatever tool you actually use. So here, just paste it in the prompt. The agent asks me like which LM Studio the model you wanna use and whatnot. And now the agent is off on its race. So as you can see there on the corner, it like navigated to YouTube, and now it's trying to figure out how to actually navigate YouTube website and find like whatever is my top recommended video. It clicked on the first video, an advertisement started playing, so it's like still trying to figure out what's going on there. But this is normal agent exploration, right? Whenever you talk to your agent, it does not know how to do things out of the box. It needs to learn things. It needs to be guided through. And this is the exploration part that the agents need to do at any given moment in time, right? This is a heavy workflow. It needs to navigate to the website. It needs to figure out how to access the URLs. It needs to do like all this other stuff, and then pass it through a bunch of CLIs and generate stuff at the end. At the end, it gave me the summary. I'm not sure if you guys saw that, but we're going to see it in a second. And in the next video, whereas I'm taking the same flow. So at the end, the executable was generated, and here I'm just putting it in the terminal because like I can execute the executable myself. It's not like I need an agent to execute the executable. So I'm just like saying like run this executable that was generated. It found my recommended video, and now it's downloading the audio and generating transcriptions out of it. And in a second, it is going to start pushing it into a local LLM running on my computer to generate a summary out of whatever was going on in that video. All of this, what's going on here, was done by the agent first. So I got running piece of code just by giving an instruction to an agent, right? Just do this one task. And it did the task, generated the executable, and now at any moment in time, without any token spend, I can generate a summary of my top 1 recommended YouTube video. May not be the most grandiose of things to do, but you can think about this in perspective of somebody needs to set up like a marketing campaign on Facebook, click through 100 different UIs, learn how to navigate it, right? The agent can navigate it for you. The agent can do it for you. And after the agent learns how to like navigate all these different, let's say, Facebook campaign creation stuff for some ads, it's just a reusable workflow that you share with your team, and everybody is able to create a marketing campaign at any moment in time. So how does Rote actually work? It is a CLI, and we instruct your agents on how to use the CLI via skillmd file, which is basically any harness that supports the skill standard is going to be able to use it. And as the agent uses our Rote CLI to accomplish a given task, we are recording all of the traces and information as well as happening along the way. So here's another example. In here, I am using Hermes agent. So if you guys maybe have heard about OpenClaw or some of these, or Hermes, or these agents that run on separate boxes to which you chat through Telegram or WhatsApp or whatever else you can wire up, and you basically give them a bunch of capabilities. So Rote works with anything. So in this case, Hermes, which I have set up on a computer back at home running on Telegram. So over here, I'm just asking it like, fetch like top 3 posts from Hacker News, generate a summary of it, and then use a local model to generate images from these summaries and send them back to me, right? So all it takes is one prompt, give it to the agent. The agent is going to do the exploration work. It is going to figure out how this thing is actually wired up. It is going to figure out how all the cross dependencies are going to look like, and it is going to generate the code for you at the very end. Here, Hermes agent is like doing this generation for me, learning how Hacker News looks like, how this all kind of wiring together looks like, and soon enough we're going to see it present us with results. Side note, why all of these are recordings is because agents are goddamn slow, and if I were to ask it to like, hey, generate this thing for me. It's like, you guys are going to be sitting here for like 15 minutes looking at the agent, thinking and making tool calls, right? We've all been there. That's why we use multiple agents at the same time to do like software engineering work, because if you're just like staring at the terminal for 15 minutes while it spins, it's like time wasted, right? So here, the agent completed its task. I asked it to try run the flow, send me the results back, and now it's like learning how to run the flow, and it is going to run it in a second. It gives the summary, and it generated the images, and it sent it back to me. Right. So another thing that we have here in Rote is a hub. You can think about it as like, you have Git on your computer, and you have GitHub, where you upload your stuff. With Rote, it's very similar, because like some of the biggest benefits come from the fact that you can share this information with your team, and we can all effectively gain from cross-collaboration, right? So if your agent learns how to use a specific API, you can push this information into the hub. Other agents will pick it up. If your agent learns how to create a very sophisticated flow, like as I said, for this Facebook marketing campaigns, push it into the hub, someone else will pick it up, build on top of it, and essentially you have like this kind of open source, democratized knowledge of how to do different tasks without actually spending tokens. We also have a built-in secrets vault, which is useful for remote agents, so you can set secrets locally on your computer, and then like your agents can pull it from the web without actually being exposed to the secrets. We support every MCP, every API, every shell script or browser automation that you can imagine. Cool thing about the MCP support stuff is, if you guys heard at the beginning of the call, I said every MCP that you have installed actually eats up your context space, and you actually get forced results from your agents if you have like too many of them installed. Rote basically abstracts all of it, because it can do semantic analysis of all the tools that it has available. So essentially all you need is your agent to know how to use Rote, which is a free tool, so there's like nothing to lose. And it is going to be able to communicate with every MCP that you actually have imagined or like want to install. It can like build reusable workflows, and it's used by teams worldwide because the tool is in production, and we've been public for about a month and a half, I think so. So it's a relatively new tool. So yeah, you can get the tool in Modiqo.ai. There's a curl script, just install it or point your agent to it, it will be able to do it as well. Or you can get in touch with me. This points to my website, where I have like Telegram, LinkedIn, email, all of the other information, as well as a link to my blog post. So yeah, that's the tool. Open for questions.